Hey, we're here this morning blockading the Port of Melbourne. We're blockading the rail corridor for any trains into the port. And I'd also just like to start off by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land that we're resisting on today. We're resisting on Wurundjeri country of the Kulin Nation. And it's important to acknowledge that there is no justice on this continent under this system, and it's important to pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. First Nations people have been resisting this colonial project for over 250 years. And it's important to acknowledge that so long as the system continues to exploit this continent and the people on it, that colonial project will continue. These lands were never ceded. And anyways, there's also a train over here at the moment that's stopped, trying to come out of the port. We're kind of across 5 tracks of rail at the moment. I should probably do an introduction. Got a bit of a cough actually. But my name's Aiko. I use they them pronouns. And yeah, we're just gonna be hanging out here, having some fun. We've been here for a little bit though. Not much has happened. You can see a plane in the sky. That's pretty. Yeah. Sorry about that. This is day 5 of the blockade that we've been doing here at the Port of Melbourne this week. We've had 5 consecutive days of disruption to the port. And yeah, it's been pretty cool. My banner's flying around all over the place, and I'm trying to keep it. Kind of stable between my legs. It's like down here, flopping around in the wind, which is a bit annoying, but it's here. Probably should have put some wind holes in it, but I don't know. As far as I can see, at the moment, we've got the one train there. First responders have been called, but haven't seen them yet. So we're just having fun, hanging out, doing our thing. We're just being real little guys that aren't guys up on a pole. I reckon maybe I could do some dancing, like wee. Like I don't know. It's a bit hard to do it with. Oh no! Whoa. The banner's not appreciating this at the moment. It's don't know what's going on with the banner, but anyways, we're here now. There's a lot of trucks going by, if you're hearing all the noise. But yeah, this is the 3rd largest port in the world, and we've been here for 5 days. We've been blockading it with a bunch of different actions over the week, and yeah, we're here because we need some radical change. We need some radical resistance against kind of the exploitation and extractivism that is this state and this project that has been. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep control of my banner. It's like flying around right now. Oh no! Whoa! It's pretty crazy. But yeah. I forgot what I was saying. I have raging ADHD. I lost my train of thought, but yeah, like I'm here because I believe that the violence that the state inflicts both on these lands and the people and the exploitation that it causes, and not like as a mistake, not as a like whoopsies, we like forgot we were oppressing you, like this is an intentional like project of oppression, of exploitation, and those who hold power currently are the ones that are intentionally continuing to let that exploitation happen, to continue to profit off the exploitation of the people on this continent and the continent itself. And so like it's important as people to take back that power and to make sure that we're resisting something that is causing and has caused so much violence. I'm kind of just taking it all in at the moment. Like I'm feeling a bit overstimulated. There's a lot of sounds going on around me. There's a lot of really bright lights. It's still quite dark, so I'm finding that a little difficult to deal with. If you kind of see me spacing out a little bit, that's why. Yeah, there's a lot going on at the moment. And yeah, I'm kind of just taking it all in, trying to like chill a little bit. Like I'm feeling my nerves a little bit, but obviously like got a lot of adrenaline going, so that's been helpful. I need to try and read the chat as well, because I haven't been looking at it too much. What brought me to this point? That's a good question. Why am I up here? Yeah, cool. I feel like maybe I touched on that a little bit, but yeah, I'm sort of here for like a multitude of reasons. As a queer person, as a queer and trans person, you know, like colonization has such an impact on all of us. Like it's not just a problem of the state. It goes so far into like our everyday lives, like the way we think, the way we're raised, the systems and institutions that we're indoctrinated into. It is such a parasitic part of our lives, and so as a queer person, and sort of like as someone who's really fucking scared of the violence that's inflicted and the exploitation that's inflicted on people around this continent, and the lack of just like, well, not even a lack of, just the way that this the way that this system just actively works towards inflicting violence on others. And like queer identities and First Nations identities, like among many other identities, have been oppressed since colonization, because they don't benefit that system. They don't benefit that system of exploitation. They don't benefit that system of like, oh no, my watch is beeping. It wasn't happy about that. You know, they're these systems that rely on us to be so individualistic and to be so consumerist, so that we continue to justify being exploited and others being exploited. And that also, as someone who's disabled, like I can never like work the same amount that I need to just to exist. Like, I as a person cannot just exist under the current state, and that goes for so many people. That applies to so many people around this continent, and that is something that inherently needs to change. Like, the violence that is inflicted, the exploitation, and the way that we, at the moment, are being hit by that train of ecological collapse that is intentionally being inflicted. It's not, you know, regardless of what we demand, we can't demand anything from that system because it's doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's not broken. It is actively working towards that, and we need a proportional response to that. Like, we can't demand anything of that. It's not going to dismantle itself, because at the end of the day, we can't like, it's not something that we can fix. It's not broken. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do within this system that actually solves the problem. And so until we have radical resistance that can take that power back and dismantle that from the bottom up, that is something that is very powerful, and it's something that's very important, because without that resistance, those powers just go unquestioned, and basically are just at their whim, can continue to exploit that and to exploit our obediency. Like, I don't think it's a proportional response to, you know, like, sign petitions, or like, you know, like, oh, like, maybe if this party gets in, like, that is, if your house is burning down, are you gonna stand outside and go, yeah, like, maybe I should send a letter to the fire department? Or like, I don't know, like, maybe somebody else will call 000. Like, that's not how you react. Like, we need a proportional response to the violence that is being caused, and to the exploitation, the extraction, and the ecological collapse that we are experiencing right now. I remember being 16 years old, growing up in Sydney on Gadigal country, and like choking in smoke for months and months on end during the bushfires, and like knowing people who had their houses burnt down, knowing people from Lismore in the floods, people who still don't have houses. And I don't think it's a proportional response to just be saying like that we can't be causing inconvenience. Like, this is something we actively need to be resisting. Like, we can't wait any longer for this. We can't expect other people to step up and take on this role. Like, we have a responsibility both to ourselves and to everyone around us, really, to be actively resisting that. And even if you're like, oh, you know, like, I support this thing, or like, I agree with this thing, but like, I'd never do that. Like, your passiveness to that situation puts you on side with the violence and with the exploitation and the abuse. Like, you, by not taking action, have responsibility over that, for not resisting that. get a job? Why? You don't know anything about me or my life. And it doesn't matter. Like, why? What's your reason? Because if you can give me a good reason, like, I'm happy to be convinced, but, like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it actually, like, helps that much. And especially as a disabled person. Like, I don't know what you expect me to do. Because even when I do, and even when so many other people do, they just get abused. And they just get taken advantage of. Like, there's not gonna be anything here if we don't work towards resisting, if we don't work towards existing the way that those people that are in power currently are barreling us towards. They're putting the accelerator on and going, it'll be fine, we'll make a bit more money, we're gonna be dead anyway by the time it affects us. Because at the end of the day, if something's burning down, they can just fly somewhere else. I'm also seeing some sirens now. There's a car. It's coming up there, I think. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, there's what looks to be a police car that's just pulled up on the bridge opposite me. I've been here for a fair while, like, I don't know. I was expecting a quicker response, honestly. But I think first responders have just gotten out. They seem to be looking at what's going on. I'm not sure if they know that it's a protest yet, because they don't seem to be very on top of it this week. But yeah, they're having a look around, they're assessing. I'm sure we're gonna have an interesting time today. Like, I'm not really sure how things are gonna go. But I'm along for the ride. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm glad to have you guys with me. It's also starting to warm. I'm actually pretty warm, like, it's pretty cold out this morning. But I don't know, I always get excited about doing stuff like this. Like, I don't know. I like just being able to exist as a person, and like that, like intersecting identities and marginalized groups that are oppressed, like in and of themselves, like them existing is an act of resistance. And it's important to acknowledge that. Because like those in power and sort of this like colonial project of like Australia, like it actively works towards extinguishing and completely eradicating like marginalized identities, again because of that reason that like it doesn't benefit that system at all. It actually like actively resists those identities existing, actively resists those systems of power, and that is a threat to them. They see that as a threat. And so it's important to acknowledge that for those of us that don't have those intersecting identities, like, we need to step up and we need to start resisting this, because nothing else that we do is a proportional response or even an effective response to what is going on right now on this continent and around the world. I'm also going to read some more comments because I'm really bad at reading and talking. I'm sorry. Yeah, also, the first responders are still on the bridge. I think they're still trying to work out what's going on. Yeah, like, I don't know, like, I can just maybe, like, think, like, maybe they're just sitting there and they're like, do you reckon this is a protest, or do you reckon they're just doing some rail maintenance? I don't know. They seem to be pretty confused on, like, other days. But yeah, we're just gonna be hanging out here for like quite a while, maybe. There is now, I think, three police cars up on the bridge. I don't think they've worked out that they could be sending cars down here. I don't know. Either way, I'm having fun hanging out. It's pretty chill up here. I've got my little seat. I was hoping to listen to some music, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm looking forward to listening to some music after. Yeah, I've really been listening. I can speak properly. I've really been missing music at the moment. I'm looking forward to listening to some stuff. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. There's about 5 police officers standing on the bridge, having a look over, having a gander. Yeah, I think they seem to be a bit confused, honestly. I'm not sure if they know what to do, which has seemed to be like almost sort of fairly common response throughout the week. But oh well. There's a bunch of birds over there. I like birds. I think birds are cool. I'm gonna try and read through some more of these. Oh, here's my whoa. Oh, okay. Yes. Let's go over that again. Who am I? My name is Aiko. I'm 19 years old. I use they, them pronouns. And at the moment, we are on the rail corridor into the Port of Melbourne. My banner's also just flying around again a lot. It doesn't seem to be happy whenever a big gust of wind comes, so I'm just trying to keep this under control while I'm speaking. But yeah, we're here on the rail corridor, blocking 5 bits of rail line in. Excuse me. Into the port. We've been here for like maybe an hour now. It's been quite a while actually. But yeah, we're here blocking the port. We're here blocking the Port of Melbourne. And oh, there's also a worker walking over at the moment. It seems like someone in high-vis down on the other side of the fence. They're also making a phone call, which is a bit weird because like the police are already here. I don't know. But yeah, I think people are still trying to work out what's going on. We are blockading the port. Oh, hang on, my banner's having a fit. Okay, it's okay. I think maybe the banner's a bit stressed about the cops being here. But that's okay, we've got each other. Like, honestly, yeah, I am a little bit too. Yeah, I don't have a particularly great response to that. Like police, but you know, again, I feel like that's just like a pretty normal response for anyone who's marginalized. And also for like a lot of people, like the police are such an oppressive arm of the powers and institutions that are on this continent. Like, they are such a tool, an arm of that oppression and that violence, and like the place where people most come into contact, and like the justice system in general, like that, those are the points where the vast majority of people come into contact with that state violence. And so yeah, we're here blocking the port because it's important to resist and take back power at the pinch points of where kind of like the I'm trying to think of the word for it, where the flow of like economic goods comes through. Like, ports are such an important part of that, and so we're here to block that and to stop that from continuing. We've been here for 5 days, and like this is the kind of resistance that's important. Like, we talk about like defensive, like forest action and like other things like that, but it's also important to be on the offensive as well. Like, it's important to be actively blocking these centers and these pinch points of like this sort of like economic growth and these assets that like the flow of goods that fund this project and like allow this extractivism, this exploitation to continue. What motivates me to take action? Oh my god, whoa, I'm so behind on all these comments. Whoa, I'm a tree hugger. Yeah, I mean, I like hugging trees, but I also like hugging people. Like, I don't know about you, but like, I don't know, I appreciate like physical affection. I would hug a tree, I would hug a person. I like hugging people and I like hugging trees. They're pretty cool. They make oxygen, they house lots of little cool creatures like bugs. I fucking love trees. I think they're cool. They grow out of the ground, they have leaves. Introduce myself again. Okay, we can go again. I'm Aiko. I'm 19 years old. I use they them pronouns. And yeah, that's about it. There's nothing really too interesting about me. There's a big crane here. Whoa, look at that big crane. Woo. There's still 3 cop cars on the bridge. And they seem to be like having a little like huddle. I don't know. Like, yeah, I think they're still trying to work out what they're gonna do. I haven't had anyone come talk to me, which has been nice, because I don't like talking to people sometimes, especially right now when I'm overstimulated. It looks like though a fourth police car has just rocked up on the bridge. Seems like, yeah, things are like ramping up a little bit, but like also still, like, I haven't had anyone come have a chat to me yet. Some more birds that just went by. I love birds. Birds are cool. What music have I lined up to listen to? Oh, show us around. Well, let's have a look. We've got this bridge here, which a lot of the trucks are coming in on. And so if you can see, maybe over there in that direction, there's a bunch of crates and stuff going into the port. So we've got this big bridge here. We've got the police cars over there. They're all lined up. Seems like, I don't know what they're getting paid for at the moment, honestly, because they're just kind of standing around. Maybe they were laughing. I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, they seem to be a bit confused. If we come around this way, we've got the rail behind us. There's a train there that's been stopped for a little while. And so this is the kind of rail corridor that we're on. There's a couple tracks over here. There's a couple tracks over there. We've got lots of tracks. It's very fun. There's some workers down on the ground over here. There's one kind of walking around. There's some on the other side of the fence. But yeah, we're up here having fun, doing our thing, being gay, doing crime. Yeah, I'm not really sure why people seem to think that being a tree hugger is an insult. Like, isn't that a positive thing? I don't know. There's a lot of flashing lights. I don't like flashing lights, but we prevail. You know, I think it's important to acknowledge that, like, this isn't like, you know, a comfy thing to do, like especially as a queer person, and I by no stretch have this the worst, but like as a queer person, I have a lot of worries about going into custody. Like, it's not necessarily something I want to be doing every day, but at the end of the day, like, I will always be willing to put my body on the line if it means resisting and kind of stopping the exploitation and the violence that's happening on this continent. At the moment, we've got some what appears to be rail workers walking down on the tracks up towards the monopole, which I'm on right now. I'm sorry I didn't explain that before, but we're on a monopole at the moment. What am I doing? It's a protest. One of the rail workers just asked me what I was doing. I thought it was maybe fairly obvious that it's a protest, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what else they'd think it is. Maybe it's a performance. Maybe it's a circus act. There's also now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know I can count. There's 6 police cars there now. There's none down on the tracks yet, which is fun, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Let's have a look at some of the chat. Muppets? I don't like the Muppets. I used to be scared, like when I was a kid. I used to be scared of, you know, that little guy, that like Muppet with the long nose. He was so scary. I used to be scared of him. Yeah, I don't like Muppets. They're pretty scary. Well, I used to find them scary. I don't know how I feel now. But yeah, maybe they do look a little bit like Muppets. Who knows? Yeah, I'm wondering what this big like structure over here is above the bridge, like that big thing there. Wondering what that does. Surely like moving. Actually, I don't know. Actually, I think it's construction. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, there's more birds over there. I love birds. Birds are cool. Yeah, there's a bunch of doo-ba-doo, ba-da-ba-da-boop-boop. Wow, there's a lot of things to read, and it doesn't make it easy to read them. It's like very small. Yeah, I think you bring up a great point there about like where our electricity comes from and our infrastructure. Like, And I think it's an important way to think about it and highlight the fact that ordinary people, especially marginalized groups who are so oppressed that they just have to like survive, and you're expecting them to be able to like live outside a system that actively oppresses them and keeps them within it. And the fact that they exist, again, the fact that they exist is an act of resistance. And I think it's important to acknowledge that, yeah, not everyone has the ability or the money to be able to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy a Tesla. Like being rich and being able to buy a Tesla isn't gonna save the planet. It's not gonna change anything about these powers of exploitation and violence. So I think it's important to acknowledge that, yeah, our infrastructure is run on fossil fuels. It's run on a system of like an expectation of like infinite growth. And yeah, that is pretty fucked. So I'm glad you brought that up, because it's important to acknowledge that and it's important to talk about that. And I'm glad that you also think it's fucked, because I do too. Thanks for putting yourself on the line for our future. Well, I think it's important to acknowledge that I'm not here today for like our future. I'm here today for the now. Like, people already for the past 250 years, at least on this continent, have been suffering, have been experiencing oppression from this system and its institutions and its kind of militarized arms of that, like the police. And I think, yeah, it's important to acknowledge that I'm not here just for the future. I'm here resisting for all of the past violence, for the violence that's happening now. We are here because we need to actively minimize the harm that is being caused and actively resist and stop further harm from being caused. This isn't about the future, this is about now, and this is why we need to be taking action now. The longer we leave it, the longer we let these powers continue to perpetuate violence, to exploit the people on this continent, the longer we suffer, and the less chance we have of halting this ecological collapse. It's not even like a thing about halting it anymore. Like, it is happening, and now it's just a game of trying to minimize that as much as possible. It's not about the future, it's about now. Things are happening all around the world. They've been happening for ages, and it's time that we started doing something about it. These systems have existed for far too long. They cause harm, they perpetuate violence, and they actively seek to exploit, to extract. And I think it's important to acknowledge that those powers don't need to exist. We don't need them. And they're not going to give up that easily. They're not going to give up if we ask them to. They're not going to give up because we demand it. The only way that we're going to achieve that is by actively resisting them and getting in the way of those day-to-day operations or business as usual. That's the only way that we can resist those systems. Like, you can wave, you can be like, hey, like, it would be nice if you didn't do this. Whoa. There's a big truck on the other side of the fence that just beeped. It's pretty interesting. My banner's having a bit of a fit again. Yeah, somebody that just got out of this truck is walking over here. What's going on? They're trying to get through this gate, I think. Maybe they're here to unload some stuff into this little fenced off area here. Don't know what's going on with that. They're kind of walking towards me, walking towards the gate. But yeah, we're just up here, we're chilling. I should probably have a look at comments in case I've missed something. I can see people. Well, there's a lot of these that are repeating themselves. I don't think it's keeping up very fast. What does my banner say? That's a great question. My banner says, if it'll stop doing its thing, I'll try and show you actually, if I can. But it says, stop the system, protect each other. Blockade Australia. That's what the banner says. It's a bit hard to see. But yeah, it talks to the fact that, you know, we need to stop this system. It doesn't protect us. It never has. It's here to exploit us. It's here to take advantage of us. And it's here to inflict violence upon all of us. And so it's important to acknowledge that the only people who we really have to protect around us is each other. Is the people who are experiencing that violence, that oppression. We're the only ones we've got. My banner's also having a fit again. So I'm trying to keep it under control. It's getting pretty windy. It's flying around a lot. It's keeps whacking the ropes that the monopoles put up with. So I'm trying to just keep that under wraps a little bit. My hands are getting a bit cold as well. I've got a glove on this hand, but my other hand doesn't have a glove and it's getting a bit cold and numb. There's more birds. I love birds. I hope you guys like the birds. But yeah, we're just hanging out. We've got the city skyline over there. I don't know whether I showed it before. There's another bridge, like just over. I don't know, it's a bit hard to show this, but yeah, we're just hanging out, having some fun. There's lots of birds still. Love the birds, if you couldn't tell. We've got some more what appears to be like rail workers or workers of some kind down here doing some stuff with like the tracks or the signaling. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's going on. The police over there still. They're still on the bridge. None of them are down here yet. There's a security car down there that I've just spotted. It appears maybe it's just a worker's car. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what the police are doing. It's been a fair while since they got here and they're still just standing around. I'm not sure what they're getting paid for. Wish I could get paid for standing around. If you couldn't tell, that was sarcasm. Yeah. Wonder what it takes to like willingly get paid to inflict violence on people and oppress people. Because I don't know, it seems a bit fucked to me. I feel like you'd have to be a certain type of person to feel good about doing that. To actively be an arm of this and an institution of the state that directly inflicts violence upon people and upholds those who hold power, those in power at the moment on this continent. There's still a bunch of workers around. They're a bit confused as to what's going on. Some of them are like, why aren't we allowed on the tracks? I don't know, you guys can come on the tracks if you want. We can have some fun. We can have a party if you want. Like, I don't know, they could come pull the cars up, play some music, play some tunes. I reckon we could have a fun time together. But maybe they're not so keen on it. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they don't want to join me. Bit of a shame. I'd love some company right now. But it's okay, I got my banner. It's great fun. My banner's keeping me company. But yeah, we're just hanging out, having some fun, doing our little thing. I'm gonna try and read these. Yeah, it's a bit hard to do that when I'm holding a phone. You're embarrassing. I mean, yeah, sometimes I am. Aren't we all? I reckon it's fun. I mean, like, if you're not embarrassing, what are you doing in life, you know? You gotta do some things that are embarrassing sometimes. About this. It's okay. I understand. You're a setup here. And I won't stop you. You think this is embarrassing for me? I think it's embarrassing for me. But I don't care that it's embarrassing for me because I'm not here for how people are gonna, people are gonna think about me or what people are gonna think about this structure. I'm here because I'm resisting a system that I believe needs to be stopped and should be stopped because of the violence and the exploitation it perpetuates and continues to work towards. And it's been doing this. This colonial state has been doing that for the past 250 years. Show us the view. I can show you all the view. We can have a look. We got a bridge with cops on it. We got whoa. What does it feel like to be in Paris? Oui. This is the Eiffel Tower, obviously. We got the city skyline. We have the, if you have a look at this bridge, there's a bunch of trucks that are going over it, going into the port. I don't know whether you can see very well, but there's a bunch of containers and stuff over there. It might be pretty hard to see, but there's also over in that direction, if you have a look just over the top of those trucks, there's all the loading machinery at the port. And so right now we're on the rail corridor here, going into the port. Currently this structure is blocking 4 tracks going in. I don't know. It kind of splits up into multiple as well at some points. By the moment we're blocking trains from getting in and out of the port. It seems like the cops are on the phone now. Yeah, they look a bit confused, honestly. Maybe they're trying to work out if they need to be paying for this performance of mine. There is now a police officer down on the tracks. I'm sure they're here to ensure that I'm not safe. And I'm sure, yeah, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, there's more coming down now. If you have a look over there, there's about 4 of them, 2 dressed in black, 2 in high vis, but they're walking away. I don't know, maybe they're like, oh no, it's a queer, we better run. I'm joking, it's kind of the opposite usually. Okay. Okay. Cyclist just rode by being get a job. I don't know. They seem so angry about something. I'm not sure why. But yeah, we're having some fun up here. We're having a great time. The cops are filming me now. I reckon it's because they think this is a great performance. Maybe I should start doing some little spins. Maybe I can put my little legs up a little bit. I think they're enjoying it. They're enjoying the show. And now they're filming it. Now they're taking advantage of a queer, disabled artist. typical. Let's have a look at some of these. One of my pronouns, I use they, them pronouns. Can I describe what needs to happen to mitigate the climate and ecological crisis? Well, yeah, I think it's important to think about it from the perspective of, obviously we live under a colonial state that was brought here by the British with the goal of causing violence and exploitation of this continent and the people on it for profit and gain. And so it's important to think about it from that perspective, because we can't demand anything from that system. We can't demand anything from that system to change that'll actually make any difference in terms of the ecological collapse that we're experiencing and the climate breakdown that we're experiencing. There's nothing they can do, there's nothing we can demand of them that actually starts to mitigate or actually make any meaningful impact on that. My banner's flying around a little bit. And so those are systems of power that we need to completely dismantle. They are systems of power that we need to resist, and we need to actively resist it, and we need to be doing it every day, day in, day out. And we need concentrated periods of action where we're causing disruption to the flow of goods. Sorry, I'm distracted by this banner blowing around. It's getting a bit crazy. But yeah, we need to be actively resisting that system. We need to be getting in the way of business as usual, so that we can make sure that we're causing disruption to it, so that we can minimize the harm and the violence that's being inflicted upon this continent. My banner's also still gotten a bit crazy, unfortunately. But yeah, so I think it's important to acknowledge that mitigating that ecological collapse, it's already started, it's already rocketing in the direction it's going, and nothing under this system that is just built and designed and is actively working towards continuing that process. It's important to acknowledge that there's no change that we can make under that system that will actually stop that from happening. And so we need to actively resist and take power back from that system and build something completely new. And we can't do that by demanding it. We can't do that by signing petitions. We can't do that by voting new governments in. We can't do that by going to marches and rallies. We need to be actively resisting this colonial project. We need to be getting in the way, and we need to be making sure that every day, in and out, that we're actively resisting this project, because if we don't, it will just continue. That is what it's designed to do. That is what it funds itself to do. Just got a beep from a truck driver. And so yeah, there's nothing we can do within that. The only thing we can do is resist it. And that is the only proportional response to that system of violence and exploitation. Fucking moron. Why do you want to know about who I'm fucking? Honestly. Whoa. But yeah, I mean, wouldn't you like to know? Having such clarity up above. Yeah, look, I'm not sure I have too much clarity. I haven't had my coffee this morning. I have ADHD. Oh no, whoa, my pole's really going at the moment. My banner's flying around quite a lot. Oh no, this isn't fun. The cops are having their little gander over there. They look quite small down there. They look like they're not having fun, but looks like also we're running a bit low on battery, so I'm gonna need to plug this phone in. If you all give me a second, I can do that. You all are just gonna go in my pocket. You're gonna have to hide in there for a second. Go on, get in there. Oh, okay, hang on. Well, my banner's going crazy right now. It is not having fun. My banner does not like what's going on right now. Yeah, we're gonna maybe, yeah, I'm gonna grab my battery pack out, because otherwise the phone's gonna die. I don't know how well y'all can hear me still, but we're just gonna bear with while I get that sorted. We don't want this live stream to end right now. We're having so much fun. I love having you guys. No. Oh no. I can't find my backpack strap. Alright everyone, we're almost where we need to go. I just need to drop my battery pack in my pocket and zip it up so that I don't drop it. My banner's going a bit crazy again, which isn't great. But whoa, hello there. We're back and we have the phone plugged in, I think. That's great. Cool. Let's have a look at some of these comments. Cool. Yeah, so we've still got like 4 police cars up on the bridge over there. I don't know if you can see very well. And we've got some down there having a lull. I don't think they're actually doing much. They're just kind of standing around trying to look like they're doing something important. But then again, that's what they always do. Okay. Apparently, I'm a fucking idiot. Which, like, maybe it's true. I am pretty dumb sometimes. I do some stupid things. But I reckon this probably ain't one of them. It's not high on my list of stupid things I've done. I am gonna try and get this banner back around this pole. But I'm not having much luck. Oh no. Sick. We got it through. There's a bunch of workers down here actually now, having a look at what's going on. There's also some over there in front of me. But yeah, we've got a bunch just hanging around, having a look at what's going on. They seem pretty annoyed. I'm not sure why, because I don't know. Yeah, bit strange, but cool. Yeah, well, I think, yeah, we can do another introduction. My name is Aiko. I'm 19 years old. I use they, them pronouns. And currently we're on Wurundjeri country. We are on the rail corridor into the Port of Melbourne, blocking any trains from coming in or out. I am here today because I feel it is important, and I feel it is my duty to resist the exploitation and violence of the colonial state of Australia, and its continued exploitation of this continent and the people on it. And so we're here today to stop the flow of goods through this pinch point. Currently you've got somebody yelling over there, making a fuss. They're yelling at me, they're saying some things, but I'm actually like partially deaf on this here, so I'm not actually 100% sure what they're saying. Would love to be able to tell you. But yeah, so we're here taking action, and we've been here for like almost 2 hours now. And yeah, so we're here to kind of, yeah, hit the hardest at the kind of economic pinpoints of sort of like the people in power and sort of the kind of project and sort of like, obviously, work towards like growth and like exploitation. So we're here to cause disruption to sort of that business as usual. And we're here at the Port of Melbourne because it's the third largest port in the world. It is a major kind of economic point, at least on this continent. And so we're here to block it, to kind of resist that flow of goods, that flow of labour, to actively take back power against that system and those in power currently. We're not here to ask or demand anything from those powers, because there's nothing that they can do that actually works towards what we need to happen. And so we're here to actively resist that and to actively say we're not here to demand this. We're here to take that power back. We're here to do that work ourselves. And so that's why we're here. I'm also just gonna have a look. Cool. Yeah, there's more like worker trucks coming in. The police are still over there doing their thing. Not really sure what their thing is. It's just, seems like at this point it's just standing around. Same thing goes for the ones on the bridge. Like, I don't know what they're doing. They're just standing around there. I don't know. Maybe they should get back to work. But also maybe they shouldn't. Maybe they shouldn't get back to their work of just like inflicting violence on people, especially marginalized groups. Why am I choosing direct action? Direct action is the only way that's been proven time and time again as an effective method of taking back power and creating change. Throughout history, there's so many examples of direct action, and also from a perspective of taking back power from a system that you cannot demand change from, at least not the change that we need to happen so desperately. And so direct action is a form of taking back that power and actively getting in the way of that system so that it can cease its functions. Well, not cease, because that would imply that it's doing that itself. The point is to actively resist and cause disruption so that it can't continue to operate the way it's been operating, and that's why we're here. That's why we've been doing this for the past 5 days, is to cause disruption to that system of exploitation and to make it harder for that system to operate as it does. My banner's flying around a little bit again, which is fun. Whoa, a pigeon just tried flying towards me and then was like, nah, I don't want that. Would have been nice to have some company up here. Would have loved a pigeon perched up there. But yeah, we're up a monopole at the moment on the rail corridor into the port and out of the port. We're covering across, it's 4 rail lines in, and then it kind of splits off into multiple. I don't know, it's kind of weird. There's a train that's been over there for the past couple hours since kind of we got here, really. But yeah, we're just kind of hanging out, chilling out here, having some fun. Why is blocking ports so important? I think you have to think about it from the perspective that this is where the goods and labor of that exploitation flow through. This is a pinch point of that system and its operation. And so by disrupting that, we are able to disrupt that from functioning and from benefiting that system. And so that's why we need more people actively resisting that and getting out there and not just protecting things, but also actively resisting things. We need people here. We need people causing disruption to these pinch points. We need people causing disruption everywhere, because that's the only way we're going to take back that power and make sure that this exploitation, this violence doesn't continue. But it's only through doing that in organized disruptive periods of action where we can effectively take back that power, where we can effectively disrupt that system of exploitation and of violence. That is the only way that we can effectively stop that from happening. It's not good enough to just ask that system nicely. That doesn't do anything. That's not going to be listened to. If we're here, if we're in the way, it doesn't matter what they say or what they think. We're the ones taking that power back. We're the ones causing that disruption. And they can't really stop us. All they can do is get me down now. But it seems to take them a fair while. yeah, there's some more birds. I love birds. If you weren't here before, there's birds. We have lots of birds around here. There's lots of pigeons on the tracks, actually. I think they're having fun knowing that there's no trains coming through here. They're reclaiming the space. We got pigeon resistance happening down here. We got 3 pigeons. They seem to be gathering. I reckon they want to join in on some of the fun. Yeah, the resistance pigeons, they want in on the action. What made me get involved in resistance and activism? Good question. I've always been very aware of it. I've always been very kind of worried about sort of the climate, the ecological collapse, and the crisis that, like as a child it seemed like we were heading towards, but it seemed like, like that's something of the future. And then like, a big thing that hit was during the bushfires in 2020, and like living on the south coast in Sydney, just being choked and surrounded by fires and smoke for like months and months on end. And that was that hit me a lot. And it was at that point that I was like, I don't want to sit around and do nothing anymore. That's when I decided that I was like, I want to be resisting this. This is what I want to be doing. Like, I need to be actively resisting this thing that's barreling us towards collapse. Like, we will not be able to exist under the conditions that we're barreling towards. Like, the ecological collapse will be absolutely devastating. Like, it's already happening. We're already seeing the effects of that. And that was my reasoning behind it. Is I just didn't feel like I could stand by and keep letting that happen. Like, I felt like that had already happened for long enough. But yeah, we're still hanging out. The police that were down there are gone. Not really sure where they went, but we're just chilling up here still. There's still a bunch on the bridge over there. Still just hanging about. Seems like they're not really doing much. But yeah, we're just, whoa. My banner's flying around a little bit. Yeah, we're just hanging out here. Yeah, we're just chilling out up here. We've been here for a couple hours now. I'm pretty comfy. I'm having a great time. I'm enjoying talking to you lot. Yeah, some great fun. This seat is doing something weird, but that's okay. Yeah, we're just hanging out here, having some fun. There's some workers over there. Oh, I'm getting a wave. Hey-o. Got a big wave from some workers over there, down there. They were giving me a wave. They look like they're having fun. But yeah, we're just up here, we're having some good times. There's some birds again. I love birds. Oh no. But yeah, I think maybe, I don't know, maybe they're watching the live stream. I don't know if the workers are on the live stream. Hey, how you going? How's your morning been? We'll have a look. Whoa, my banner's not having a fun time right now. It's blowing around in the wind. But yeah, we're having lots of fun up here. We're having it sometimes. My banner's blowing around again. Whoa. It's kind of a big wind sail at the moment. We didn't really put holes in it. We probably should have put a few holes in it. Looks like those workers down there are getting back in their truck to do some stuff. I don't know where the police went. They were here, they're not here anymore. Which is certainly interesting. But yeah, there's a bunch of cyclists riding down the path over there that seem pretty confused or interested as to what's going on. Oh no, whoa, my banner's really going for it. Seems like there's some movement from the police now. Some of them are getting back in their cars. I can see a ute coming down this direction. It's interesting, it's kind of over there. Yeah, I think the police getting back in their cars now, so that's interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of workers around. Seems like they're in a bit of a rush now. I don't know why all of a sudden they're in a rush. But yeah, there's some more workers that just got out of that ute over there. Whoa. Reintroduce where I am. We are here on the rail corridor into the Port of Melbourne. There are 4 rail lines coming in that we're blocking at the moment. No trains can come in or out carrying cargo from the port. There is a train, well actually yeah, there's a train down there that's been there for a couple hours. And yeah, I'm sure there's some trains maybe further up, but I can't see any in that direction. There is, so the port, you can see a bunch of containers and stuff over there, and then if you look over, I don't know how well we'll be able to see them, kind of, oh yeah, they're over past. If you have a look over this bridge, you can see some of the loading machinery for, I know it's hard to see what I'm pointing at, but kind of port, port infrastructure over there. This bridge here is where a lot of the trucks come through into the port. Over here there's I don't know, some construction going on, and then yeah, behind me is just the rail kind of going into the port. So we're here blocking that this morning. We've been here for about 2 hours, which is great. We've had it's been really fun. The police cars that were up on the bridge are now gone. I don't know where they've gone, but they've disappeared. I don't know what that means. I guess maybe they're coming down. One of them's over there now. Interesting. Well, actually, there's a few of them down there now. There's three cars down there that I hadn't noticed before. I don't know whether they were already there or whether they drove around. I'm assuming they drove around from up the top. And also that seems like it's the most logical place for them to E, I don't know. But yeah, we're just hanging out, we're having some fun. My hands are a bit cold, which isn't great, but it is what it is. My banner's flying around a little bit in the wind, which has been a little hard to keep control over, but that's okay. It's fine. We're working it out, you know. Oh no! Oh god! But yeah, there's also some birds. I love birds. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the party too. Like, nobody wanted to come over and have a party on the tracks. I don't know. It's a bit disappointing. I would love to have some music up here. You know, have a little bopping time. I love doing that. It's always fun. Will I do it again for nothing? Well, I think the important thing to ask is I'm not getting nothing out of this. I am here because I want to resist a system that's perpetuating violence, oppression, extraction on this continent, exploitation of the people on this continent and this continent. Sorry, my banner's flying around again. And that resistance to me is A, part of my survival, but also B, part of the survival of so many people. And so like I am getting so much out of this from that perspective, because like letting this system continue to exploit and perpetuate violence causes harm to me and causes harm to so many other people. It is actively working against the people on this continent. It is actively working to exploit them. And the more we can resist that and stop that, the more we all get out of it. The more we're able to all just exist and survive and be people. Chilling out. There's some police down there. They're all just hanging out still, not really doing much. But yeah, we're just hanging out. We're having a time. There's some big machinery again. Scraping rocks. Yeah, we're just chilling up here. It's a fun time. I want to try and shift my weight over to this side a little bit. It's getting a little numb on that side. Yeah, my hands are a bit cold, but the rest of me pretty warm. It's actually turned out to be like a fairly nice day. It's not like sunny or anything, but you know, it's not raining, which, you know, is nice. 2 hours, which is fun. We've been having some time, we've been talking. Again, don't really know what the police are doing. It looks like not much. So that's interesting to see or not see. I don't know, however you want to interpret that. But yeah, it's also important to acknowledge, obviously, the fact that First Nations people have also been resisting this colonial state and project and its extractivism since this project started over 250 years ago, and it's important to acknowledge them as people who have resisted that violence, who have resisted being completely exterminated, and it's important to acknowledge that these lands were never ceded. And that, like, we need to be working towards decolonizing both ourselves and the way we think, the way we work with each other, the way we interpersonally connect, but also on a system-wide level. Also, I did just jinx it. It has just started raining a little bit. But anyways, we continue. Whoa. There's lots of pigeons flying around. I reckon the pigeons are on our side. I am gonna maybe chuck my hood on so that my little noggin doesn't get wet, because I don't want my noggin to get cold. My little noggin. Yeah, we're just chilling out, having some fun. I don't think they're like too in a rush to get me down, which is interesting. So for now, we're just kind of doing our thing, which is okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, on a better note as well, now that it's light, because we kind of got up here when it was still dark, it's a bit less overstimulating, there's less lights on, there's a bit less going on, but there's still a lot of noise. There's a pigeon that just flew by. I love pigeons. Yeah. There's a bunch of construction going around me, sort of down there. There's still actually this truck over here that I thought was leaving, but hasn't left. There's a bunch of construction stuff over there. If we have a look over there, that's towards some of the. Well, actually, sorry, it's over there. You can just see it popping over the top of the bridge. That's some of the loading infrastructure at the port. This bridge here is where a lot of the truck traffic going into the port comes through. Over towards that way is the city, and through here is where the rail corridor comes through into the port. So at the moment, none of the trains come in or out and come through. Oh god. But yeah, that's where we are at the moment. There's some rail workers down on the tracks at the moment, just kind of hanging out and I don't know, keeping people off the tracks, I guess. I don't really know what they're doing. But yeah, we're just chilling. We're having fun at the moment, at least. That could change, but I hope it doesn't. I hope some birds come and hang out with me. Maybe we can have a party with the birds, because the workers decided they didn't want to have a party on the tracks with me. But they're taking down this temporary fencing. And I think it's probably so that they can get the cop cars through, I reckon. or like some kind of machinery to get me down, like a cherry picker or something. Not really sure how they're gonna go about that, but I guess we'll find out. So I have a normal job. What do you define as a normal job? I'm like the least normal person you probably know. But yeah, it's pretty fun up here. It's like sprinkling a little, so I'm getting a little wet, but I got my little raincoat, which is nice. And we're just sitting here, we're just chilling out. I'm having fun, which is great. But yeah, we're having a time up here. I'm not too fussed about being up here. I honestly would love to stay up here for as long as possible. Yeah. Whoa! Look, we got some pigeon friends just all lined up on that ledge over there. It looks like they're having a time. They're coming to spectate. They're coming to support the pigeons. The pigeons seem to be into it. The pigeons seem like they're alongside. I love the pigeons. I love, yeah, birds are cool. I like birds. Yeah, there's like a big scoopy trucky thingy carrying a pile of dirt. If we have a look down over here, don't know what exactly they're doing, but the police cars at the moment are over there. I think there's about 3 of them that I can see, but that's kind of what's going on around me at the moment. And so yeah, we're just hanging out. But yeah, it seems like they're making a little like ramp with dirt and rocks. Not really sure why. I guess they're like, I don't know, maybe they're bootlickers. They want to give like a little red carpet to the cops so they can come over here. I guess they don't want to get their boots dirty. But yeah, they're just putting rocks down on the tracks with the big scoopy thing. They're putting lots of rocks down on the tracks with the big scoopy thing. That seems like that's what they're doing at the moment. And it seems like maybe, oh, I'm spinning around a bit, sorry. It seems like maybe they might be planning to use that little craney cherry pickery thing. It seems like there's workers getting in it. It seems like maybe that's their like plan for how they're gonna get me down. But who knows? Yeah. boop, bop, boop. Yep, they're making, oh, I need to flip the camera. They're making a little ramp down there. We've still got some, like, rail workers and stuff behind me. I'm having a bit of a hard time turning around and such, but yeah, they're just, the moment they're just kind of doing this little thing with the little guy and making a little ramp with the scoopy thing, putting dirt down there with the scoopy thing so that they can drive a little, I assume maybe a little cherry picker guy over to try and get me down. Which I reckon, yeah, I reckon that's what they're trying to do. Just watching them use the scoopy thing. There goes the scoopy thing. It's driving. The scoopy thing's driving. Oh no, the scoopy thing's coming back around. Here comes the scoopy thing. Oh whoa, look at the scoopy thing. It's picking up dirt. The scoopy thing's got dirt. The scoopy thing's coming back. Oh no. I'm really scared. They're gonna bring the scoopy thing over and they're gonna, I don't know, try and get me down. Who knows? Boop, bop, boop. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm having fun up here. My hands are a bit cold, but I'm having a time. Yeah, we're having fun. There's some pigeons keeping me company. It's raining a bit. Pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty fun. I'm going well. Yeah, I've been having some fun up here for the past couple hours, which is good. But yeah, definitely lots of fun. We're just waiting to see what happens. There we go. Yeah. They're bringing lots of dirt over with the scoopy thing. Yeah, lots of dirt in the scoopy thing. And it looks like maybe search and rescue are here. Maybe. That looks like it could be a search and rescue truck, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't see or read anything on the vehicle, but it looks like, I mean, it's got a ladder on it. I don't know. Oh shit. But yeah, we've got Give me a second, guys. I just gotta go in here again. Make sure I grab the thing to do. Whoa, hey everyone. We're back again. The Scoopy thing's over there still. They're making a little path. Gonna do a recap. I sure can do a recap. So, we are here on the rail corridor into the Port of Melbourne. We're blocking the trains coming in and coming out of the port. We've been here for 5 hours now, which is great. There's I can give you a tour around. We've got some of the port loady thingies, infrastructure over there. We've got a bunch of containers and shit over there. We've got some what seems like search and rescue coming over at the moment, or just some police officers. Now that the Scoopy thing's made a little ramp for them. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. And then over yonder that way is the rail into the port. And that's kind of where we're at the moment. So yeah. We're just gonna chill out here while we can, and yeah, have some fun, I guess. There's just sort of workers around doing their thing. There's some over there, there's some over there, there's a truck full over there that I've just been watching for a while, which is pretty fair. There's a bunch of police down there, there's a bunch of workers over there, there's a Scoopy thing. A lot of stuff going on, but it's okay. We're just chilling out, we're having fun. But yeah, looks like we've got some stuff going on now. There's some police down there. They're having fun, having a look, having a squiz. I hope they're enjoying the show at the moment. We got a banner hanging out. We're hanging out. We're having fun, having a good time. So that's great. And yeah, I guess there's the city skyline over yonder that way, and then rail in, and this big bridge around here. That's where a lot of the trucks and stuff come through into the port. And then this rail is also where the trains with cargo and stuff come into the port. It's also where they come out of the port. But yeah, it's starting to rain a bit more now, which isn't fun, but you know, we're here. Oh, our banner's going a bit crazy, which isn't great. Because it's getting a bit windy, so it's blowing around a bit. Trying to figure out how to get me down, which I don't know, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're just chilling out, having fun. We still got all the pigeons on the little railing over there. They're keeping me company, which is nice. I like birds. Birds are cool. But I think I've pretty much gotten it down to how to get control of it again, which is good. But yeah, it's really should have put a few holes in the banner. But yeah, I have a look through some of the comments. My favorite bird, I like ibises. Ibises are cool. I like pigeons. Pigeons are cool. I like all birds. I think birds are cool. Where are you and why are you taking this action? So currently we are blocking the rail corridor into and out of the Port of Melbourne. And so basically we're here taking action to cause disruption to the exploitation. And sorry, my banner's doing a bit of a thing right now. I'm just trying to keep it under control. But yeah, we're here to cause disruption to the flow of goods and labor through the port. which is a major kind of like economic point on this continent, and for those in power. And so we're using that as a way of, we're using that in our direct action to directly disrupt the functioning of that system of exploitation and extraction. If we hate Australia so much, why do I live here? That's a great question, and I think there's an easy answer to that. As a disabled person, and as a queer person with multiple intersecting marginalized identities, I simply cannot afford, and it is not made accessible to me, to be able to just move to another country when I'm willing to. That is an option for those that is very accessible to the elite and the people who benefit from this system of exploitation and extraction. And it's important to acknowledge that, yeah, they can just fuck off to another country if they want to. Once like ecological collapse gets bad enough, and then just like, yeah, we'll run away. But normal everyday people, and especially marginalized people who face oppression and are just trying to survive on this continent, that is not accessible to them. And it never has been, and it never will be made accessible to them. But yeah, we're just chilling out. Looks like the police are having their little chat over there about what they're gonna do. So that's fun for them, I guess. And it looks like they're just having their little huddle. It's fun, I guess. And yeah, also it's a good point to raise. No matter where you go, there are still these systems of exploitation and of violence all around the world. It's not just a special thing to this continent and its people. It happens all around the world, and there's no place you can go where this isn't happening. Like, we need to be resisting these systems everywhere. And I just happen to be here in this place where I'm resisting those systems of oppression and of exploitation and of extraction. It looks like they've decided that they're going to use this cherry picker thing, maybe. They're trying to, I guess, get this over here. That seems like what they're planning, but also they have that one over there going. So I don't know what they're planning to do, but I guess we're gonna find out soon. But yeah, I'm just trying to work out what's going on down there, what they're trying to do. But yeah, we're just chilling out. We've been having a time. We've been, which is great. we've just been chilling out, having fun, doing our thing. My hands are so very cold though, so very cold. But that's also okay. I don't know which one they're gonna use because they've got this one over here, but it also looks like they're trying to bring this one over there. So that's going to be interesting as to what exactly they're planning. I don't know what exactly their whole idea here is, but I guess we're going to find out soon. The bulldozer, what are they doing with it? Well, they've been scooping dirt down there to try and make a ramp up onto the tracks so that they can get either like that cherry picker or like that cherry picker over there through to try and get me down. Yeah, that's kind of the sitch at the moment. Trying to bring this scoopy thing closer, which is a bit strange. I don't know where they're trying to take it. Maybe they're trying to flatten out the dirt they just put there. I don't know. There's also that cherry picker over there that they're bringing over, which is interesting. Yeah, search and rescue here, down there. There's a bunch of cops over there, just standing around. I don't really know what they're doing. But yeah, we've got this scoopy thing, trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do with it. It looks like they're gonna try and bring this cherry picker over now. But then again, they've also got this one going over here. So I'm confused as to what exactly they're planning. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be so keen about going around saying that you support everything Australia stands for, because Australia just stands for like violence and exploitation and oppression. You're actively telling people that you enjoy the fact that people are being hurt, people are having violence inflicted upon them. And if you're okay with that, then I don't know. I'm not okay with that. I don't know I'm not going to tell you how you should feel. But I think that's pretty shit. So they got the cherry picker here now, which is exciting for them, I guess. It looks like they're gonna try and come up at some point soon. But yeah, we've got the cherry picker over here. We've got a cherry picker over there. We've got cops over there. We've got me up here on the monopole, which is fun. It's great. It's great up here. We've been up here for about 3 hours now. We're having so much fun. It's going great. And I'm having fun. I'm having a time. We've got this cherry picker right now that's coming towards me. I don't know why there's two of them, but there is for some reason. So we've got the two cherry pickers here at the moment. I'm not sure why they're using two of them. It's exciting that they're gonna use two of them for me. I'm slightly flattered. But yeah, it's interesting what's going on. I don't know 100% what's going on with the cherry pickers. My foot's a bit stuck on the banner. But yeah, we're just chilling out, hanging out, having fun. We've still got all the pigeons over there, which is great. I love pigeons. Pigeons are cool. But yeah, we got this cherry picker here. Looks like they're about to come up. The wording on my banner, it says, I'm pretty sure it says stop the system, protect everyone. Well, protect each other actually, and then blockade Australia. And it basically talks to the fact that this system is not here to protect us, it's here to exploit us, it's here to take advantage of us, and the only people we have to protect us are the people around us and the community around us. And that's really important. Looks like they're coming up though, so I might have to go. But it's been lovely speaking to all you people, and I'll see you around soon.